In our next couple of segments, we're going to be talking about Royal Rumble surprises for the 2015 Royal Rumble. Back in November, when the Royal Rumble was announced in Philadelphia, they ran a spot, like a commercial for the in the building, people announcing that tickets were going to go on sale for the Royal Rumble, and to make sure you got in line for the pre-sale so that you could get your tickets. In that commercial, they hyped up the Royal Rumble as going back to the 40-man Royal Rumble that they did back in 2011. Of course, with the 2011, you saw a whole bunch of outside people coming in, making big-time surprises. Of course, WWE was able to snatch up Kevin Nash and Booker T and bring them back home from the WWE. From TNA, bringing them back and putting them in the Rumble. Of course, this killed off all plans of the main event Mafia returning to television at that time, where basically TNA had to put together a promo to run on the show, basically saying that the new group that was being formed was way bigger and way better than what the main event Mafia once was. I'm trying to remember. It wasn't the Front Line. Maybe that was the Front Line, because that's about the right time, 2011-ish, where they basically put the Dudleys. I'm having a hard time remembering what that was, but it was a lot of the ECW guys. I remember it wasn't the EV2 group. This was the Front Line, but I think that's what it was. Maybe it was like the Dudleys, Samoa Joe, AJ. Maybe it was like the premier set of guys. I'm having a hard time remembering. If you can remember, hit me up on the Twitter at Stevie Breach, or leave it in the comment box of the video down below. But this year, the heavy rumor was that with the Royal Rumble being home in Philadelphia this year at the Wells Fargo Center, especially with 40 guys, leaving some spots open, in order to appease the Philadelphia crowd, which is when wrestling is bad, they're a bad crowd. When wrestling's good, they're a really good crowd. They're not going to put up with shit. If you think about Philadelphia fans, the way they treat their Phillies, the way they treat their Eagles, the way they treat their Flyers, their 76ers, Santa Claus, is that, if you're an Eagles fan, you can talk all the shit in the world you want about the Eagles. You can talk about how your team sucks, but as soon as somebody steps into the conversation who's not an Eagles fan and says anything bad about your team, even if it's about Mark Sanchez, you're going to go to war for your team, because that's how you love them. And, WWE was thinking this is the year they would bring back and give ECW one more, tip of the hat. Honestly, in my mind, we've seen way too many ECW reunion shows. If you go back to the One Night Stand of 2005, even the One Night Stand of 2006, which led to ECW becoming a on-screen product for Sci-Fi, which led to the NXT show. They've got a real good goodbye, especially with TNA giving them their own hardcore homecoming. No, not hardcore homecoming. Sure, I can't remember what that was called, or whatever that TNA pay-per-view was, but that was bad. That was honestly one of the worst pay-per-views that I had ever seen. But the early plans was for ECW guys to invade the Royal Rumble, with them having 10 extra spots. Honestly, I think that they're going to have a hard time fitting a lot of these guys in, but I definitely think that you could slip. I think that Rob Van Dam definitely could be a guaranteed guy going into the Rumble this year. We just saw him pass out a Slammy Award at the Slammies. They keep him close to the WWE family. And they don't want to see him leaving and going somewhere else again, like the time that he was held hostage in TNA, pretty much. He's been well outspoken about the time that he was there not being used right, and I think the fact that WWE, brings him in for 3-month spurts each year is really good. I don't know if this is going to be the start of something. Right now, if you bring Rob Van Dam in, you're bringing him in from like the Royal Rumble until like Extreme Rules time. Last year, you brought him in the night after WrestleMania, and he wrestled, all the way till about I can't remember when he left. I think he left before SummerSlam. I don't think he was at SummerSlam. But I don't know. Both runs, when you look at it, it's fun to see him come back. But it's not going to break any records. He's not going to be World Heavyweight Champion. He's probably not even going to be European, Intercontinental, or United States Champion or anything like that. He's just going to be a name that they try and push to try and get somebody over along the way. Almost like when Jericho was back, they sort of complained. Jericho's back, all he does is lose, and then all of a sudden he beats Bray Wyatt, and now he's the bad guy because he didn't put Bray Wyatt over. I think it's a little bit of a stretch now with only 30 guys that Sabu's going to be a part of the Rumble. A lot of people were thinking that they would bring back Tommy Dreamer. Dreamer's a little bit too close to TNA. He's only a few weeks removed. Well, I guess not weeks, because he was right before the break when they left to go to Destination America. I don't think he's been on those shows. I don't remember him being a part of those tapings, but when Spike was on, when Impact was on Spike, I believe he was on the last show that was there. Maybe they'll get a little bit of their jollies off by trying to steal one of those guys. Maybe they'll tell Dreamer, even if it is for a one-night appearance, maybe they'll ask him not to appear on TNA for a certain amount of time, or maybe they just don't even care. Tommy Dreamer is about one of the easiest pops there is in the wrestling business. Everybody loves Tommy Dreamer. Everybody be happy to see him. But the one guy then honestly I want to see more than anybody else, and I was really surprised that he didn't go back and be a part of the TNA team, but it's Bubba Ray Dudley. Even if he comes back and he's a part of WWE as a part of the Dudleys, you can see that the Ascension is running a pretty much a gimmick of wanting to beat up the older teams. We saw him on Raw Reunion with the NWO and the APA, and now here they are having a match against the New Age Outlaws at the Royal Rumble. I would love to see Bubba Ray Dudley and Devon come back and be a part of the Royal Rumble, leading to their, their sort of go-home stretch, where they can be guys that can be put into the Royal Rumble next year. Of course, that would make them the first guys that are a part of the TNA Hall of Fame as well as WWE Hall of Fame, but I don't think people put a whole lot of stock into the TNA Hall of Fame, even if it does have Sting, Kurt Angle, and Team 3D in there. It is what it is, you know what I mean? But everybody's looking to see if these ECW guys in Philadelphia are going to get put onto the show. I'll be cheering, but my guess is Rob Van Dam is a guarantee. Bubba Ray Dudley is a question mark, and I don't think they're going to put Sabu, Dreamer, or any of those other older guys in there. But you never know. It's going to be a cheap pop no matter who comes. I know that Roman Reigns comes out of the crowd still as a part of the Shield gimmick, but if Sandman in that Wells Fargo Center comes down smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer, that place is going to erupt, and I'm sure if I open my window here, I'll hear the pop from here.